Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back with another video. I don't know how much time I have, but I'm going to do this on the fly because this is how we roll. It's been quite the journey. Boy, advertising, you kind of get what you pay for, right? So the Academy has been getting tons and tons of leads. So there is much work to do, and that's good. That's good news. This tag I noticed this morning on Cedar Moon Witch, her channel, and I liked it, and so I went and watched Mystic Man's, and hers was great too. So, you know, we're gonna do this Tammy Pie style, and there was zero planning that went into this, so I'm just gonna on the fly choose the first deck I think about. But this is the Let's Go Shopping tag. Apparently Mans had this sent to her by someone who didn't want to do it but wanted it to be done, which I'm all for that. Yeah, if you have an idea that you're too chicken to do, I'm there. I would do that too. That's really cool. So the first prompt is the bakery. We're going shopping, and the first place we're going to stop is the bakery to get a nice warm cup of coffee, and or hot cup of coffee. In my case, sometimes an iced coffee, I guess, in the heat. But a deck that is warm, cozy, and familiar. So hang on a second. I am going to pause so you don't have to watch my butt while I shuffle, right? Also, I like what Mand did. She said if she was going to the bakery, what she would get, and what I would get invariably is a croissant. You have to heat it up for me. I do sometimes like it with a little avocado or butter, and I like a nice Kona drip coffee with sometimes a little honey, but if there's no honey, then just half and half is great with me. I am going to choose the Playful Heart Tarot, which is really cozy, really warm. I'm really familiar with it. For a tote bag, I like these Macs. I've been watching that thing too, and I'm gonna go to the down bar. I'm gonna edit the shit out of this and we'll add all that in. We'll show a little viewing of the Playful Heart. It's the only thing about doing a tag on the fly. Now I have to edit this all together, and I have no idea what I said or where I was at, but you know, we live and learn, right? So cozy. This is the bakery, the coffee shop deck. I mean, that works. It works, doesn't it? I think so. Let's see. Interesting. So this is one of the oracle cards, and I don't remember which oracle card she did later, but she did like a little expansion pack of oracles that were pretty adorable too. Look at this 9 of Cups. And yeah, I've had this is the original Kickstarter of this deck, so I've had it for a really long time. So I am very familiar with it, and it is really cozy to me. It does feel like, you know, that beautiful friend. This is one of the original cards that was in the deck. I think it came with like 3 or 4 extra cards. King of Cups. What a guy. 9 of Pentacles. She looks like she's living her best life, doesn't she? Yes. Yesterday I was using the Pip Speak, which, I mean, honestly, I could have put that in any number of places in here, but it's in the apartment. And I got the we card, the yes. Look at that dragon. All right, just a few more of these. Trust life, that had to be one of the added ones later. Ace of Cups, how delicious. 10 of Swords, it's okay, it's okay, everything's fine. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. Wow, you got it. Yeah, that's cool. The Hermit. It's pretty cool. Look at that background with the gray mountains and everything. 8 of Swords. When you give this deck some time, it really is interesting. You have to kind of wonder, you know, when an artist is doing something as in-depth as this, what's going through their heads? Express your joy. Apparently this Justice card was changed, which is heartbreaking to me because I think this Justice card is brilliant. Just really smart. 5 of Pentacles. Oh, our baby does not like going in the car seat. And so she has now discovered that if you bend yourself in the opposite direction and yell really loud, it stops Mama from putting you in the car seat. It works out really well. But not for us. This could have been in the plant, the flower shop. 1, 2. I just love it. Lots of friendly people. Okay, so we'll stop there. Okay, so we had our coffee, we finished the croissant, and we're gonna go driving along with our friends. And the next prompt is the candy shop. A deck that has bright colors, is sweet and fun. Now, I could have saved Playful Heart for that, but I didn't because I'm going off the cuff, right? So let's see what I've got. So what kind of candy would you get? Mand was talking about how she does not particularly care for chocolate. I do like chocolate. I like all kinds of chocolate. If I was gonna get like wrapped candy, I think I would get the Werther's, the hard candy. I like candy that can sit in my mouth and keep my mouth moist. Or I would get like a white chocolate bonbon or any kind of chocolate really. I like dark chocolates, medium chocolates. Any level of chocolate is good. So I chose the Squid Cake Marseille. This just came back into my collection via the mail, and I think this one has, I mean, not super bright colors, but they're bright. Not like Playful Heart. But like I say, we're doing this off the cuff, and this, maybe because of its size too, reminds me of candy. So we're gonna throw a little editing in and do a little walkthrough of this, and you can be the judge, right? Am I making what should be a simple short tag outrageously long? Maybe. I mean, that looks like the sweet shop to me, doesn't it? Chocolate covered strawberries. There you go. That's why this is a sweet shop. Also could have been the bakery, except for I'm not as familiar with this as I am the Playful Heart. The Playful Heart really is quite familiar to me. I know those images inside and out. But this one is just tasty and delicious. I did spend some time with it because I was trying to get the cardstock to calm down, because this cardstock is really kind of thick and hard, and there's no winning. You can't win. The cardstock bends backward and does not want to get in the car seat. But it does seem like a tasty treat, doesn't it? 5 of Swords. 6 of Baton. 2 of Cups. Oh, it's so cute. I love that we got a chicken and a cat instead of a lion and a Oh no, this is supposed to be the bull. Funny. Great Chariot. So yeah, delightfully sweet. Just like, oh, I don't know. White chocolate bonbons. Yum. All right, so the next one is a green or herbal deck. Okay, hang on. So I'm gonna glom onto the flower shop portion of this, because if I was going to the flower shop, I would get flowers. I mean, I used to go to the plant shop with my younger daughter all the time, and it was really actually very fun to shop for plants. So I like a living plant if I'm going, but I also really enjoy here in Hawaii. You can go to the flower shop and get leis, but I like to make my own. Or orchids. Orchids are really nice because they last a long time, and I enjoy. Let's see what kind of. I like roses. Yeah. So the deck that I chose comes in this bag, and it's the Bot deck. And the Bot deck is by Jessica Bott at Cracked Amethyst, and she's got her, the trees are the majors, and I have these all mixed in with the, I'm just gonna put it in the down bar, okay? I got it all mixed in with the oracles, so that I have this giant, and she also did add-ons. So I've got this giant deck, and I just call it my Bot deck. Okay, here we go. It's the Bot deck. I have somewhere in my, on my channel. Look at this. Somewhere on my channel I have a reading done with this, and I think the Phenomena Oracle, which that's another one that didn't get sent to me that I would like to have, Phenomena. But, you know, I have enough to play with right now. I don't need anything else. And I still have decks coming from like Kickstarters and stuff. It's like I had to really slap my hands to not want to get into doing more. But the trick with the Bot deck is the accompanying, she sold it in a big box, and on one side you have the tarot deck, which was, you know, 4 suits. I believe cacti is swords, spices is wands, medicines is from the original oracle. Houseplants is an add-in. Crops are the mushrooms is from the oracle. Crops are the pentacles. Trees are the majors. Flowers is from the oracle. See, that's 6 of pentacles is breadfruit. Very interesting. No, flowers has got to be cups. There you go. I've got it. Houseplants was a later add-on. Spices is wands. Poisons was that an add-on? I think poisons was an add-on for the original. Weeds was a it's like a 10 card mini deck that you can buy to add in if you get it. So you've got your majors, which is of course 22 cards. Then each of the suits is ace through king. And then all the oracles are just 10 cards, and all the add-ins are just 10 cards. So it's really easy to just put them all together. And they all, interestingly enough, I don't know why other card creators can't manage this, but these fit perfectly. So even though she added in stuff later, it does not matter. The whole deck works as a continuous thing. And that's my flower shop deck. So the next one is the animal or nature-based deck, which I love, totally into it. Okay, we're gonna grab one here. This took me a minute to find. I don't know if everybody's gonna relate to this, but I mean, it is Tarot of the Mystical Forest. So we're gonna throw some video right there, and we'll move on to the next. Y'all, I am so glad to have this back. I can't even tell you. It's like some decks, you spend your time with them and it's fine and you can let them go. Some decks, not at all. This deck, I will never have enough time with. Somebody said these are all the, they called this a deck full of animals with PTSD, which I thought was hilarious because now I can't unsee that. The aces are adorable. Of course, there's always a connection to Kelly Bear when you're reading with this deck. I mean, not when you're reading with it. Honestly, when I read with this deck, it's pretty, this could have been the most familiar one too. This could have been the deck that had a lot of history to it because it has been around for quite some time. This is one of the earlier decks that people were trimming, right? Before trimming became such a popular thing. This was a low scarabeo that came with all the languages around it. And honestly, this deck should be re-released in a larger size with no borders, and people would be thrilled with it. I left my corners pointy. I just thought it was cool looking and I didn't want a corner round. I probably didn't have a corner rounder at the time. But that is Tarot of the Magical Forest. No forest. Gah. Three of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. Okay, I'll stop there. Next part of this tag. So if I was going to a pet shop though, I mean, they don't really do pet shops the way they used to once upon a time. I mean, there were some pet shops that I used to love to go to. Like I liked when they got the bunnies in, and I always enjoyed looking at the birds, particularly like if they have parrots or things like that. I like spiders and snakes and stuff when they have them in the pet shop. But honestly, the thing that I have purchased most at a pet shop is fish, and I enjoy a tropical fish tank. I used to have a great big 100-gallon tank that was given to us after it was let to go feral by our friend's son, and we kept it for years. I kept it going for a long time until my back got too bad and I couldn't reach up and clean it, and the fish kept eating each other anyway. So, but here's some pet shop stuff. All right, so the next one is the antique shop. And I already know what I'm gonna pick for this. And it's the deck you've had the most history with. And I've spent a ton of time in the antique shop. I love to go to an antique shop. Yeah, I will go to an antique shop at the drop of a hat. if I'm invited. And the deck I chose is in this What Would Andorra Do bag. And it is the deck that I have the most history with because this is my first deck. This deck was sent to me in the mail randomly. I've told the story 1,000 times. I'm sure you're all tired of it. But this one is trimmed completely. So it was a large green box US game Thoth deck, which I'll do some editing and throw some. And here she is, Andorra. So even this bag, I bought this bag at a Newt's the year after my son died. So there's that. Andorra, Bewitched, one of my favorite shows growing up, because of course it was. And my very first Thoth deck, which I still maintain. If you start with Thoth, you can read anything. All the other systems are simple because basically it's kind of an enhanced pip deck, right? It's got all the add-on Kabbalah and zodiacal or astrological stuff in it. It's got a bunch of mythological reference. It's got great art, for one thing. It's got the horrible reputation of Aleister Crowley. It's got, I mean, it's just, this deck just has all this stuff, and yet it's also just tarot. You know, when it comes down to it, tarot is tarot, right? It's cards. It's the game we play. It's a lifelong study that we've all chosen to drench ourselves in. And Thoth is the place where I started and where I have the most history. Gah! The mouth. What do I get at antique shops? Just depends on what they carry. I used to really love old china, like Haviland china, or like tea sets and stuff like that. I got a lot of mid-century molded glass, like Fostoria American, which I have an absolutely sick collection of back in Yakima. All right, art gallery. Deck with your favorite art style. This is like the most difficult thing to think about. And I have some great memories in art galleries. I spent a lot of time at the Denver Art Gallery with my older kids when I was going to art school. But one of my favorite shows that I ever went to was at the in New Orleans at the New Orleans Art Gallery, and they had the National Museum of Art had a show that was traveling around the country, and it had portraits of different like people from history, and the portraits were just unbelievably cool. So of course this is not exactly that. However, it's very similar because this deck and the way it's presented feels like, these are also great backs. I would totally have wallpaper like this. They're presented like portraits, like paintings with the nameplate on them. So I'm gonna edit in some footage right there of the Touchstone Tarot, and remember fondly seeing the National Art Gallery exhibit at the New Orleans Museum of Art. Okay, my art gallery deck. And I'm telling you, that show was so cool. The standout painting for me was the one of what's her name? The lady that started the Girl Scouts. Her portrait was bigger than life size. The painting itself was like 15 feet tall, and the painting is just so beautiful, so beautiful. And so are these. This is my cat black deck, and great backs. Really, I would like to have sheets in that back. This deck is color coded, so your cups all have blue in them, your coins all have green in them, your wands all have red, and I think the swords have like some kind of gold. There's the cups, wands, and of course the majors are the majors. There's a happy squirrel in it. Swords, coins, there's your green. There's a chariot. The high priestess is gorge. Empress. The Colin Farrell or emperor. Coins, swords. Is it black? Are the swords just black? Maybe. Wands have red. All the aces are an angel. Yeah, I think the swords are just black. Okay, I can live with that. Wands. Yeah, swords. This was a great historical painting. And if you look up these paintings, it's very interesting because, of course, Kat Black gives in the book information on how she put these together. This is a collage deck, which people don't think about when they see stuff like this. This is also collage. Creepy baby, maybe not so much. What am I looking for? I think the moon card in this, or maybe the star card, is really good. Of course, it's going to be late. I love that Two of Cups. It's so classic. The Hermit is good. The Temperance is beautiful. The Hanged Man is why I bought this deck. That's Saint Sebastian. Page of Swords looking all salty. Ace of Swords. So it's gold and black. Four of Cups looking like, what's his name? The comedian? Andy Dick, maybe? This Three of Swords, that's great. Four of Wands, awesome. Love the Moon. Love the Devil. The image has been used a bunch now. All right, so we went through the whole deck. What are you going to do? This next one, I don't know why I don't even remember this one. The Hair Salon. So we're driving along. We're done at the pet shop. We've bought us a new pet snake. We've gone to the antique shop and picked up a few pieces of glassware. Gone to the art gallery and cruised through. Had another cup of coffee, no doubt. And we're going to the hair salon where we're going to pick out a deck that wants you to be your best self, your most beautiful deck. It seems like that's two different things. So I might have to cheat here and pick two decks, which I can do. And I mean, you could go to a salon and get a mani-pedi while you're waiting for your color to adjust, or you can get your hair conditioned and have a facial at the same time, right? So we can do two decks. This is going to be a ton of editing. Okay, so we're going to go the mani-pedi route. And I love these backs too. These are cool. I put those on a t-shirt. So as for a deck that wants you to be its best self, I really love this because it has like a lot to say. There's a lot of kind of self-affirming, very kind of pro feminist type things, but also just pro whoever you are that's using it. So yeah, we'll go through that a little bit. And then as far as one of my most beautiful decks, and look at that back. That's a cool back. The Rumi Tarot by Nigel, one of the Nigels. And we'll put some footage in there. It's in this terrible bag that I made for it myself, but I can't seem to move it out of there. I think Mand was talking about going to the Louvre and wanting to go back. But man, whenever I go to an art gallery, I spend as much time as I am terrible. I will shut a place down. I have very often gone to the museum in downtown Seattle and just stayed until the whole place was like, okay, now you have to leave. But my dream place to go before I die is St. Petersburg. I want to go to the Winter Palace. So this is the beauty shop deck, right? This is the deck that wants you to be your best self. And sometimes that is harsh, right? Burn it to the ground. Be brave. Don't drown in a glass of water. What is this? Count your blessings? Yeah. Plant, forget, harvest. Good for temperance. What will you stay focused on? What you stay focused on will grow. Yeah, man. Yes. Win and give. Nice. Every day, in every way, things will be better. Follow your passion. What do you secretly wish for? Ooh, for the Prince of Cups. Nice. Stop resisting progress. Oh boy, is that a message we all need to hear? Learn to flow. Oh, the mosquitoes are killing me. Stay away from instant gratification. Yeah, baby. What you allow will continue. Grow anything. What grows in the shade? Hermit. Nice. Pain is growing. The Tower. Fabulous. Can you accept a new beginning? Oh my God, I love it. So this one is Nigel Jackson, and it's for the same prompt, kind of, the beauty shop, because this is among my most beautiful decks. And this could be like, I think I did something that was a green deck. If this deck had been in my possession at the time, I would have chosen this deck. I think I chose instead the Alchemical, which is also a very green deck, but this one's even greener. But these paintings are just stunning. The green with the purple and the little bit of gold, even the itty bitty ones, the pips are kind of enhanced pips. I love this. And this deck was damaged in the cutting process. So the last 3 majors was cut crooked, but they were cut in such a way that you could still shuffle them. So I still use the deck. I don't care. And these sayings by Rumi talk about the grave is a veil hiding the communion of paradise. The Empress. Woman is a ray of the divine light. Be as the diadem on the head of an emperor. Look how wonderful my game is, my dress extraordinarily beautiful. Journey forth from your own self to God's self. I fly as a moon in the sun. I rend the curtains of the skies. Wow. O lovers, it's time to forsake the world. Heaven's departure drum is sounding in my soul's ear. Rejoice for your lasting happiness. Dragon. Love is like an emerald whose radiance repels dragons. Knowledge is the seal of the kingdom of Solomon. I mean, come on. Mysteries are not communicable, save to those who know. Talk about if you know, right? All right, next stop. So we're all refreshed. We've had a facial and a mani-pedi. We have a new snake in the car. We've been to the art gallery and the antique shop. We're exhausted, but you know, we got to stop at the toy shop because there's one more deck that we want to play with next. What is that deck? All right, so I've been missing this deck. I was so glad that this was in the bunch that came. Look at those backs. How cool is that? These are just cool backs. This is the painted tarot, and we'll put some footage in there. But this is, I think it's RWS, but it's just really, it's a really pretty deck that I've been wanting to commence to playing with, and it comes in this cool Moonlit Fae bag. All right, so here we go with the painted tarot. There's the edges. I think I got this edged. I don't remember edging it. I think my friend Jamie sent me this, and she had already done all the cardstock. Is not my favorite, and it is a big deck, so it has to be kind of side shuffled, but it's so pretty. I don't care. Let's see, should I go over here and put this more in the center? This art style is so gorgeous. This is like, I don't know, I want to say this is like a cross between something and something else. I don't know. A little bit shimmering veil. There are some decks that people have been kind of showing lately, like reissued decks that before I got this back, I was thinking, man, I wish I had my painted tarot because it's better than all those. And I still maintain that. This deck is beautiful. I completely excuse the cardstock. Thank you, Textured Tarot, for bringing it home. Sometimes you just gotta love what you've got the way it was printed, and this is one of those times. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. So this one's going back to the apartment with me. It's also kind of, for those of you who do your deck seasonally, this kind of feels like summer, doesn't it? Like middle of summer. A lot of these cards are a little bent because I got this deck used. So I know she probably used the heck out of it before she let it go. But, you know, we only have so much space. All right, that's the last mosquito I'm killing. That's it. And back to other Tamara. Which I was wondering, where did that bag go? Because I get them in, I put a deck in. Sometimes the deck that I want to put in it doesn't really work. And I remembered moving the painted tarot to a bag, but I couldn't remember where it was. So it was really nice to get that back. There's a couple other ones. I think I want to work with bonfire too, just to play around. I might do a bonfire versus Avatara, even though I think that's already been done, but not by me. So I'm off to do all the B-roll, and I really appreciate it if you stuck with me and try this tag.